How's it going, everyone? I'm Landon with LMR.com. In this video, we're going to be checking out 5.0 Resto's inner fender splash shields designed for the 1979 to 1993 Fox body Mustangs. All right, so for those of you that remember, we released the inner fender splash shields for a 1991 to 1993 Fox Mustang about a year and a half ago at the time of this video. Well, with recent research and feedback from customers, we set aside some R&D time to dissect the fitment for 1979 to 1990 cars. So after installing multiple sets onto different cars here in the shop with different wheel and suspension setups, we were able to collect enough information to pass it along to all of you. With that additional research, I'm delighted to tell all of you that these inner fender splash shields will work for all 1979 to 1993 Fox Mustangs. The only thing that sets these particular splash shields apart from the 1979 to 1990 versions are the recessed pockets at the front and the rear of the shield. For those of you that don't know, Ford retooled the inner fender splash shield in 1991 to accommodate the redesigned fenders and front spats. These changes allowed additional clearance for the 16-inch pony wheels. Now let's talk about a few features associated with the 5.0 Resto inner fender splash shields. They're molded from black plastic, just like the original shields, but they are more pliable, which makes them a little easier to install and work with. All of the structural ribbing is properly positioned, along with the recessed pockets in the front and rear of the splash shield, and the provisions for the retaining hardware. In the box will be a driver and passenger side inner fender splash shield and a hardware pack to install both of the inner fender splash shields into the car. Now let's touch base on the fitment. These 5.0 Resto inner fender splash shields are a direct replacement for 1979 to 1993 Fox body Mustangs. If you're using factory spec wheels, tires, and suspension components, then no additional modifications are needed. The main issue that you run into is that the tires will rub against the splash shield. This is more of an issue on 79 to 90 cars since the front fender opening isn't as large as on the 91 to 93 Foxes, although it can still happen on the 91 to 93 cars. This issue occurs on 1979 to 1993 Mustangs when you start to switch out wheels with different widths and offsets, tires with an incorrect sidewall, and different suspension setups such as lowering springs, K-members, and front lower control arms. Speaking of incorrect sidewall, remember, tires are like shoes. You may wear a size 11 in one brand, but a 10.5 in another. The same goes for tires. The overall inflated diameter is different from brand to brand. All of these aspects play a factor in whether or not the tires will rub the splash shields, and each individual setup is going to be completely different, so please keep that in mind. If you run into clearance issues, the fix is really simple. It involves a heat gun and a few different thicknesses of dense foam. I talk about the full process in the inner fender splash shield installation video. In typical LMR fashion, we have set aside standalone removal and installation videos for these splash shields. Feel free to check those out, and they can be found in the video description. All right, folks, I hope this video has provided you with the information that you need regarding the 5.0 Resto inner fender splash shields. Feel free to drop us a comment if you have any questions. That's all we have for you in today's video. So until we catch you in the next one, y'all know what to do. For all things Fox body, keep it right here with the real enthusiasts, LMR.com.